Hello and welcome to Parents Guide to Games. My name is Stefan. You please like, share, and subscribe. Here are the games coming of July 27th, 2021. The first game on our list is Neo, The World Ends With You. This is coming out on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. The rating is teen. The content descriptions, fantasy violence, language, suggestive themes. This is an action role-playing game in which players assume the roles of two high school students who get pulled into the afterlife. From a third-person's perspective, players explore the areas of Tokyo, interact with characters, and battle other teams and fantasy enemies. Players use psychic weapons, melee attacks, and magic spells to defeat enemies. Battles are stylized and frantic, with impact sounds, explosions, and flashing lights. In one comic book panel, a female character wears a revealing jacket that exposes portions of her breast. Swear words are heard in the game. Now let's take a look at Samurai Warriors 5. This is coming out on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The rating is teen. The content descriptions, mild language, suggestive themes, and violence. This is an action game in which players assume the role of famous warriors through battles in feudal Japan. Players use swords, spears, rifles, and explosions to kill hordes of enemy soldiers and generals in melee combat. Battles are frantic and highlighted by screams of pain, explosions, and occasional slow motion effects. Cutscenes sometimes depict indirect depictions of characters being stabbed, shot, or dying by suicide. Some female characters are dressed in revealing outfits, and the camera occasionally pans and lingers on characters' body parts. Swear words appear in the dialogue. Now let's take a closer look at the Great Ace Attorney's Chronicles. This is coming on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The rating is teen. The content descriptions, blood, and violence. This is an adventure game in which players follow the story of a Japanese college student studying for the judicial system in 19th century London. Players can study crime scenes, analyze evidence, and present clues and arguments in court cases. Crime scenes depict corpses, some with bloodstained clothing and knives protruding in their torsos. One corpse is briefly depicted lying in a pool of blood. Other sequences depict characters with blood trickling from his mouth. Gameplay contains non-graphic violence such as murder discussed in the details. One sequence depicts characters menacing the player in camera with a pistol, while others contain audio of gunshots and aftermaths of the shooting. And the last game on today's list is Tribes of Midgard. This is coming on PlayStation 5 and PC. The rating is teen. The content descriptions is violence. This is a role-playing game in which players assume the role of a Viking protecting a magical seed from invaders. From a top-down perspective, players explore the open-world wilderness, collect resources, and engage in melee combat against enemies. Players can use clubs, swords, hammers, and axes to attack enemies, whose bodies remain on the ground when killed. Combat is accompanied by dimming health bars, cries of pain, and impact sounds. Thank you to bensound.com for the music track. Please follow Parents Guide to Games on YouTube at Parents Guide to Games, on Facebook at Parents Guide to Games, on Twitter at ParentsG2G, and email any questions or concerns at parentsg2g@gmail.com. And always, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.